Hello, this is Crochet Basics with K.Jolie, and in this episode we're going to make a kid's hat, and it's 12 rounds, 12 rows, and you're done. Okay, super simple, easy, great for beginners. We like projects like that, you know, get her done. So what I'm using is medium weight, size 4, an H hook, US sizes, 5mm H hook. You might want to use a tape measure just in case for sizing. You need a scissor, and for weaving in you'll need a yarn needle, or if you use a hook, I always suggest like maybe a smaller hook. Okay, so let's get started. And this one's really easy, super simple, and if you work it up a few times, it works up pretty quickly, I must say. So you always want to read your labels, make sure, you know, I have a pound here, so I definitely have enough to make probably 15 or 20 or more hats with that. Okay, so I do a crossover. If you do a slip knot, you should do it, you know, if you're gonna work it with me. Okay, and this one's an easy one, works up super quick. Okay, so we're gonna chain 3, and one note with this is that your chaining counts as your double crochet, your first double crochet made now and throughout the whole pattern. Okay, so we're going to, in the 3rd chain from the hook, we're going to do 9 double crochets. And if you need a refresher on any of these stitches, you can always look back at my previous tutorials. I teach you all the basics, tips, tricks, hacks, all of that kind of good stuff. Okay, so I got my 9 done. And you should crochet around your tail. That's always a given. You pull your tail tight and it closes up the hole, which is always nice. And you're going to slip into the first chains that you made. Okay, slip stitch and then chain 2. And you're gonna go right back into there and do another, do a double crochet. Okay, so your chaining counts as your first double crochet. Okay, so that would be 2 made. And then you're gonna do 2 double crochets in each stitch. And if you end up with, you know, an extra stitch or whatever, don't worry about it. It's never that big of a deal, an extra stitch, or you know, you might have to drop one later on, but it's not too big of a deal. So 2 double crochets in each. Okay, so I got 20 in. Hopefully you have the same, and you're just gonna slip right to where you first did your first double crochet, and you'll chain 2 again, and you'll go right back in there, okay, for the 3rd row, and you'll do a double crochet, and then in the next one you'll do 1 double crochet, and in the one after that you'll do 2, and you'll repeat that all the way around for the whole row. And hopefully you end up with 30. You know, you might have 31 or so because of the chaining in the beginning that happens. So I'm up to 30 now, and in the next row you'll do the same, and you'll do 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Okay, so we did our chain, we went right back into the same space and did a double crochet, and then in the next 2 spaces you'll do 1 double crochet in each, and then 2 in the next after that, and then repeat all the way around. Okay, and you should end up with 40, you know, for this row. So you increase by 10 per row. Okay, so row 5, you'll go right back in, right? You got your chain, you'll go right back in and double crochet, and you'll do 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then 2 in the one after that. So you should be after row 5, you should be around 50 stitches or so. If you have, you know, 51, 52, that's fine. Not a big deal. All right, so now I'm at row 5, and I'm at 50 stitches. So row 6 is our last increase row, you know, because this is a kid's hat. It doesn't have to be so tremendous around or any kind of thing. If you need a little wiggle room, you might want to add a stitch or 2, because if you're making it for a girl, you know, sometimes thicker hair will change the fit on the hat, actually, you know. So with this, we're gonna go right back in, right? We got our chains, that counts as our first double crochet. So you'll go right back in, and then you'll do a double crochet in the next 4 stitches. So 1 double crochet in the next 4, and then 2 in the one after that. And then you'll repeat that with the 2 in that one, and then 1 in the next 4. Okay, and you should have about 60. If you have 1 or 2 extra, you know, that's fine. If you feel, you know, it might be a little snug and you want to add a stitch in or a couple of stitches in, that's fine too. I try and keep these adjustable, these patterns that I make, so that it's, you know, it fits the wearer, that, you know, nice and snug, or, you know, nice and comfortable. So now I just finished row 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and I have about 60 stitches in here. So from here down, you're just gonna work in the round, and unless you feel you need to increase a little more or whatever, you know, that's up to you. You can always measure. You know, tape measures are always welcomed when you're doing you know, string projects, yarn and stuff, and fabric and things. Okay, so but from here down, your double crochet counts as a your chaining counts as a double crochet. All right, so you'll just go into the next stitch and you'll do a double, and you'll do 1 double crochet all the way around for the next 6 rows. And you know, if you need to make it a little longer, that's fine, depending on the fit that you want, or if you know, you want to fold it up or something to that effect. Okay, but when you're done, you should have this a beanie, or they call it a beanie, or I call it a skull cap or a skater cap, you know, is what I usually call it. And you know, it's 12 rows down, all double crochet, super simple. It works up well under an hour, you know, because it's all just double crochet. And I always say embellish. Anyway, if you have any questions, please ask. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm on Facebook, Pinterest, all of that kind of thing. And I'll have other tutorials and stuff like that. And so, as always, happy hooking, because it keeps you off the streets. I hope your kid likes to wear this, you know, your toddler, your kid, or whatever, you know. And this should fit anywhere from size 3.5, 4 years old to about 8 or 9 or so, and even maybe a little, you know, bigger than that, because, you know, it does have stretch, but you might not have the length for that age. That's all I'm saying with that. So measure, you know, as always, tape measures are our best friend when it comes to making stuff like this. And thank you so much for watching. Happy hooking keeps you off the streets. This is Crochet Basics with K.Jolie, and have a super great day. Thanks again. Have a good one. Bye.